when I was in South Korea, the books that I read about Americans were actually Oprah Winfrey and Michelle Obama. And if this country actually oppresses people and enslaves the people, how those two women are the billionaires and the most famous women in human history.
I became relevant to Yeonmi Park after watching her episode on the Joe Rogan podcast. I was very empathetic to her situation. I'm a big fan of K-pop, and while I know they're based out of South Korea, those artists are treated horribly at times, and they're what made me get into my deep dive about Korean rights in the first place. After watching Yeonmi Park episodes on the Joe Rogan podcast, I decided to do my research on her. But I wanted to post her on my Instagram story, but first I thought before you post someone, it'd be smart to look into their history. When I looked into Park's history since escaping North Korea, it made me incredibly sad for a multitude of reasons. Park has become a political pawn for the right wing and a racist, if she wasn't one to begin with. I mean, it's hard for me to call her a racist because I don't know if she discriminates against people based on the color of their skin, but she's definitely adopted racist language. She has been called out by various students on college campuses as well as magazine and news companies for her takes on slavery. But personally, I believe her words are extremely contradicting. In a recent interview with Fox News, Yeonmi tries to undermine racism in America by calling Oprah Winfrey and Michelle Obama billionaires and the most famous people in human history. Wrong on both accounts. While Oprah may be a billionaire, Michelle is not even close, and neither of them are even close to being the most famous people who ever lived. Secondly, she is comparing what is going on in other countries to the United States in 2021. Well, no. Thankfully, there's not slaves in America at the moment, but those times did exist. We still see repercussions from that period of time, and it wasn't that long ago. Now, I know that slavery happened in a lot of places, if not every place around the world, but it was never okay. It never will be okay. I'm not saying that one slavery means more than the other. All I'm saying is that we should say that all slavery is bad and we shouldn't compare anything to anything, but especially not comparing a time where people are being treated horribly to a time in America where people may not be getting treated as horribly, but they still don't have the rights that they should have. She says people complain about America but refuse to leave. Well, Parks, you should know that it's not that easy. You just stated on Joe Rogan that it's basically impossible for anyone to ever leave or escape North Korea now without dying. And it's definitely not as simple as packing your clothes and exiting a country, no matter where you live. Besides, why shouldn't every human be treated the same? I feel bad for Yeonmi, so I'm not going to talk too long and continue to destroy her character because she's doing just fine by herself. But I will say this, she is a pawn for the right wing. Her interviews with Fox and Company are slogans and talking points that they've used for decades. She's a woman who's afraid to lose support from America, so she's saying whatever she thinks the people who can help her wants her to say. You have a channel dedicated to helping free Korea, yet you don't stand for the freedom of others. You were privileged to escape your situation, but instead of using your platform for good, you decide to use it to spread hate. Well, that would be like Harriet Tubman running away, becoming free, and then talking shit about all of the other slaves. No. Now is a different time. Your people are still in trouble, yet you don't even want to stand for the freedom of all other people. It doesn't make sense. Well, Yeonmi Park, coming from a person who can walk by dead bodies in the street, even children, and have no compassion, I'd expect nothing less. I believe you have no heart. I believe you need help with your mental health, and I know that if you don't change your words, bad luck will continue to fall upon you. I still have compassion for you. I still have compassion for the people of North Korea, but it seems like you're content with just being a YouTube star for America. One day, America will be the place it promised. A free land with equal treatment and opportunity for all people, regardless of race, gender, or sexual orientation. We must do a better job at protecting the image of our Black people, since Ms. Park believes they are just violent creatures. And I hope everyone watching this will help the fight for equality. Yeonmi has been heard and seen recorded saying a lot more things that are disrespectful to the community of Black people and really any minority that feels oppressed. And you guys can go find that on your own. Definitely comment and let me know what you think of this video, but also let me know what you think of her. Yeonmi Park, you must change your heart in order to find true salvation. As always, guys, like and subscribe, and we'll talk soon.